Do you feel it? The moment when the world itself seems to hold its breath? That's where we stand now. Rimuru Tempest, the slime who rose from obscurity to Demon Lord, has reached a precipice so sharp it cuts not only through the battlefield, but through destiny itself. What began as a clash of power between Rimuru and Veldora has spiraled into something unimaginable. The birth of a new truth, a new balance, a new terror for the world to reckon with. But this is not a clean ascension. It is violent, it is messy, it is the very law of survival, one who eats and one who's eaten. Through Belzebuth, Rimuru does the unthinkable. He devours the Storm Dragon. The battle between predator and prey dissolves into transcendence. The energy doesn't collapse into chaos. It explodes outward in radiant brilliance, as if the universe itself were acknowledging a metamorphosis. This light is no destruction. It is a coronation, a revelation. And in it, the ultimate slime is born as the fifth true dragon. Picture him in that instant. Rimuru steps forward in his human form, but the word human feels almost insulting. Youthful, androgynous, beautiful to the point of unease, his form radiates both purity and menace. Silver blue hair flows like liquid starlight, golden eyes gleam with divine sharpness, and his aura, black and gold, congeals into armor through the casual flick of create material. He is no longer simply a demon lord. He is something beyond classification, a being whose magicules now eclipse Veldora's himself. But where divinity rises, grief answers. Velgrin's perspective sears through this moment. Imagine it, watching the one you've called sweet little brother vanish before your eyes, consumed by a slime of all things. Her rationality fractures under the weight of that truth. Rage ignites where reason falters. Her instincts cry vengeance, screaming that this pretender, this usurper, must be annihilated. With that fury, her bindings shatter, and the flame dragon descends like a crimson cataclysm. Her wrath is not mere fire. It is grief sharpened into a weapon. The mere idea of Veldora being consumed by the likes of you makes me sick, she cries, her heat rays lashing against Rimuru like the fury of a dying star. Yet they fizzle against him, useless. Her attacks are not strategy, not precision. They are mourning made violence. And in the middle of this inferno, Rimuru's tone almost disarms. He glances at his transformed body, taller, more mature, undeniably divine, then mutters, half annoyed, half humored, about being totally naked. It is absurd. It is human. But it is also terrifying. With a snap, create material weaves not clothes but armor of god-class strength. Rimuru realizes in disbelief, perhaps my current power was even more tremendous than I had even imagined. That casual accident of overwhelming force sets the scale of the transformation. He is no longer playing by mortal rules. Ciel's presence crystallizes the moment. Rimuru's whimsical, almost childlike renaming, Dr. Ciel, clashes against its perfect precision. Ciel does not entertain doubt. It confirms with absolute calm that Velgrind is no longer a threat and every countermeasure is prepared. That assurance is chilling. Rimuru is no longer standing alone. He is partnered with something closer to an omniscient strategist than an ally. Yet the emotional heart of this evolution rests in Rimuru's bond with Veldora. Despite devouring his body, their soul corridor hums with vitality. The Storm Dragon still exists, intact, unbroken. This was not death, it was rebirth. Veldora's essence merges with Rimuru, his Stormborn essence restored, reforged. The Lord of the Storm has not been lost, he has been integrated. Rimuru has not taken a brother, he has doubled his own existence. But strategy waits for no one. Rimuru scans the battlefield beyond Velgrind. Emperor Ludora looms like a shadow behind the chaos. Yuki's possession continues to manipulate events, and the Empire's most elite warriors prowl the field. Rimuru cannot afford indulgence. He recognizes the stakes with cold clarity. As a king, it was my job to eliminate any threats to my realm. He knows where his duty lies. And yet, Velgrind stands before him, roaring grief and fury. Rimuru, cautious but resolute, considers unleashing Veldora once again. Release Storm Dragon, a 2-on-1 clash to silence the Flame Dragon's fury. But Veldora's reaction splits the tension with absurd comedy. If I reveal myself, she'll turn her rage from you to me instead. It is ridiculous. It is selfish. It is painfully Veldora. Even as Rimuru stands on the cusp of transcendence, sibling dynamics intrude, painting tragedy with levity. But Ciel cuts the noise with surgical calm. It halts Rimuru's impulse, stating that it is optimizing Veldora's power. And then comes the revelation. Faust, Lord of Investigation, evolves into something new, Nyarlathotep, Lord of Chaos, a name whispering with cosmic dread, reshaping Veldora into a being with even greater potential. This is not only Rimuru's growth, this is Ciel's unseen hand sculpting allies, reshaping fates, a divine engineer hidden within Rimuru's evolution. And in that moment, another secret unfurls. Veldora admits he has spoken with this entity long before Rimuru named it Ciel. Back when it was still Great Sage, Veldora believed it to be Rimuru's own voice. For years, he has conversed with the guiding will that shaped Rimuru's rise. That bond, that hidden dialogue, reframes everything. Veldora has always trusted more than just Rimuru. He trusted the unseen partner whispering from within. The duel that follows is not just combat. It is theater. It is psychology. Velgrind shifts to human form, summoning weapons of azure flame through create material. She throws herself into direct offense, conjuring god-class blades. But Rimuru draws Kurobe's masterpiece, a crimson steel sword elevated by his new power. The clash is immediate, decisive. With a single strike, her azure blade shatters with a shrill cry. Rimuru doesn't just overpower her. He proves that true craftsmanship, bonded weapons, and loyalty surpass conjured arrogance. Each broken blade deepens her frustration until finally she abandons weapons altogether, shifting to claws, to raw martial combat. And Rimuru, merciless in his taunt, holsters his blade. "I'm taking you on barehanded. It'd just be bullying the weak if I used a weapon." The words drip with calculated provocation. He strikes at her pride, ensuring she fights not with clarity, but with rage. It is a masterstroke of psychological warfare. Velgrind escalates to her ultimate trump card, Cardinal Acceleration. She becomes a crimson meteor, a living missile moving at sublight speeds, annihilation incarnate. In her mind, this is absolute. No one could withstand it, not even a true dragon. Yet Rimuru is already beyond her comprehension. With Mind Accelerate stretching his thoughts into hundreds of millions of times the speed of reality, he perceives her charge in slow motion, and Ciel's calm voice executes the trap. Belzebuth uncoils like a predator, an all-encompassing snare. At the precise moment, Velgrind condenses her existence into the meteor form. Her defenses falter. In that instant, she is swallowed, stripped, sealed into Rimuru's complex space. What was supposed to be unstoppable becomes her undoing. She gasps in disbelief. How in the world did that happen? Half of her magicules vanish into nothingness. The flame dragon, once untouchable, is reduced, weakened, her recovery uncertain. And for the first time, her voice trembles with defeat. I lost. And then the final twist of the knife, Veldora's laugh. Boisterous, unashamed, he reveals himself. Kwa ha ha ha, it is I, my sister. Velgrind's grief collapses into stunned relief, her rage fractured by the truth. But that relief is poisoned by humiliation. She has been bested, and her brother, alive, intact, chooses laughter over vengeance. For Rimuru, this is not just victory. This is confirmation. He has tested the boundaries of his new strength against a true dragon and triumphed. He has devoured grief, consumed rage, and reshaped the battlefield itself. The slime who once cowered before Velgrind's firestorm now holds her caged within his will. The predator has changed. The balance of the world has shifted. And yet, Rimuru does not bask in arrogance. He reins himself in with sharp discipline. Can't let myself get an ego. Let's keep our guards up and proceed as carefully as possible. Even at the peak of his triumph, he tempers power with caution. This is the essence of Rimuru's evolution. He is no longer bound to the fate of monsters, nor the destiny of men. He is not just Demon Lord, not just true dragon. He is something else. Something that consumes, transforms, and rises. Velgrind was not merely an opponent, she was a crucible, a trial by fire that proved the terrifying scope of his transcendence. And now, with Velgrind humbled, Emperor Ludora and Yuki's shadow await. The war is far from over, but the battlefield has been rewritten. Rimuru Tempest has become not only a king, not only a dragon, but a force beyond inevitability. Because now, the fifth true dragon walks the world, and nothing will ever be the same.